Vegetarian. This guy looks like he eats fucking cheeseburgers. Oh man, that's rough. So he just got off a plane, taking the fight on short notice. Don't know how well trained he is. Gotta think Joseph Parker makes quick work of Bakole. But those fights are hard to win. The fights you're supposed to win. The fan vote, they got it 59-41. But I think people are not taking into account that Bakole did not train for this fight. I thought that he was a backup for these heavyweight fights. That was one thing I heard. Then I heard that he had a fight in May. Then I heard that he didn't train. He came in very heavy. Just flew in this morning. Not looking good for Bakole. Not looking good. Extra weight, extra power. Also probably less cardio. What's up, Ripley? I'm good. Nice little Saturday. How are you today, Ripley? Can't complain. Saturday of fights, so that's a good day for me. We're watching the boxing fights right now. We got Parker and Bakole getting announced right now about the scrap. We got some UFC starting at around 6. Beterbiev versus Bivol is supposed to start around 6, so I'll be doing a little double dipping for a little bit. You know, already been banned on TikTok, which happens every time I do anything. So it's a good Saturday. They stay fucking with me. What does XD mean? I don't know what that means. Do I believe in zombies? I don't know. I've never been asked that question. I love zombie movies. Dawn of the Dead. Great one. What is the best zombie movie? Is it Resident Evil? Or what's that movie with Will Smith was a good one? I believe it could happen, sure. I know that people thought that's what was going on when they were eating bath salts in Florida and they were eating people's faces and shit. But yeah, it could happen. Anything's possible if you just believe. I Am Legend. Yeah, that was a good one. when his dog becomes a zombie and he has to choke his dog. What's my opinion on coleslaw? I fuck with coleslaw. A lot of people hate coleslaw. Like, they get a burger, they get the coleslaw, they don't eat the coleslaw. I'll eat the coleslaw first. That's like a palate cleanser for me. Man, why'd you have to say coleslaw? I fuck with some coleslaw. If it's good. There's shitty coleslaw, but... Oh, so you people who got vaccinated are going to become zombies? Okay. I think it could happen, sure. Anything's possible in this world. And I feel like... Kind of like if there's been a movie about it, there's been a thought about it, it's probably some realm of reality. Sometimes zero. But maybe 1, twice a day. Depends on what you're eating. But I feel like I've had 0 days before. How many times do I poo in a day? Interesting question. I've had days with 0, absolutely. And I've been like, man, that's weird. Then I've had days with like 3 or 4, you know? My dog poops a couple times a day. I mean, I go at least once a day, but yeah, sometimes I've had 0 days. I don't keep track of them. I guess what's weirder than my pooping habits is someone asking me about them. But yeah, Aled, I could be a zombie. I mean, zombies probably shit 0 times a day. You are right in that assessment. Man, Bakole does not look good. He looks very soft. I know he came in very heavy for this fight. But yeah, I fuck up some zombie movies. I love some zombie movies. I watch Dawn of the Dead all the time. When I'm scrolling and I see and I'm trying to just find a movie to put on for the background, I'll put on Dawn of the Dead. That's a good one. Round 1, Bakole Parker. Bakole not moving a lot. Just waiting for Parker to get in range. Both guys are their career high. Yeah, Bakole, I was hoping... I heard one report he was the alternate for this fight. Then that was disputed. Then I heard that he had a fight coming up in May or April, but he doesn't look like he's in shape. Then I heard varying reports on whether or not he was even training. Then took this fight on 2 days' notice and got there this morning. He flew in this morning, so that's crazy. Yes, I am a part of the Nick Diaz army. Love the Diaz brothers. What's my opinion on the youth? On what the youth are consuming these days? Pussification of America. Pussification of the world. I think it's a world full of pussies now. Nobody wants to work. They're all bitches. There's some outliers. There's some kids that are still hard-nosed. They get raised right. But I think for the most part, we're dealing with a tough future because a lot of kids are pussies with what they consume today. I disagree, Jason Humphrey. I think John Jones fucks up Tom Aspinall. But it's got to happen soon if he's gonna, because the days are passing and Father Time is undefeated. So, but yeah, I love Nate Diaz. I met Nate and a lot of Nate Diaz's team when I went to Nate Diaz versus Jake Paul. Didn't get to meet Nick Diaz. Was in a blunt rotation with BJ Penn, which was a pretty cool moment of my life. BJ Penn was always one of my favorite fighters. He came there to support Nate. I mean, the skibbity toilet shit is great for little kids. I'm fine with that. Like, I know my little nephews like it, but yeah, when you're like a teenager and that's what you're into, yeah. Hopefully the youth is smart because of all the technology they have, but yeah, I feel like we're dealing with some pussies. But yeah, so I was at I was friendly with a lot of Nate's team, and I went to his, he had like a little after party-ish type thing at the hotel, and I went there, And this one guy who I was kind of talking to all week, like just bumping into him at events, asked me for a lighter. And I'm like, we smoking? He's like, yeah, we're going with BJ. And he hands my lighter to BJ Penn. And then BJ Penn's like, let's go. And I was like, oh shit. And I said to my friend Rob, like, let's fucking go. We're about to go outside with BJ Penn. And then everyone lit up their shit, sat there, and I was talking to BJ Penn about how he ran for governor. And I was like, you should run for governor again, bro. It just takes time. A lot of people don't win their first campaign. Yeah, they probably don't use their technology for something productive. They're all using it for bullshit. Playing games and, watching stupid shit. Hopefully, there's a handful or a good amount using it for something better. I mean, I think we all have ADHD. That's just anyone born after the TV was invented. Tito should show who how to win. I never met Tito, but I've talked to Tito a bunch of times. He's a fucking idiot. He's a knucklehead, Tito. Nice guy, but... Oh, yeah. Tito did win an election, right? Like, he won, like, a county election. Didn't win governor. The governor is a whole different realm. And BJ... You see it now with Conor McGregor. Once you talk about politics, they try to ruin you. Once BJ started getting any type of motion in politics, they really put on, like, smear campaigns, try to destroy him. It's not obvious who I voted for. I would hope it's obvious who I voted for. I would have voted for BJ Penn if I lived in Hawaii. Of course. I used to say all the time, the greatest politician ever will be one that runs on common sense. And then Trump started using that phrase, and I was like, oh, that's it right there. I'm good on men in women's bathrooms and men in women's sports. That's just the fucking craziest shit I've ever heard of. None of this was issues when I was a little kid. I'm almost 40 now. And I don't remember hearing about any of this type of shit when I was a little kid. When I was a little kid and you were confused about your gender, you had mental health problems. Now, it's like, oh no, you're a bigot, you're a racist, something's wrong with you, that you're not playing make-believe with this person. It's like, I'm good on that. Oh, Bacole's wobbled. Bacole's dropped. Parker landed a shot on the temple, a little bit of a delayed reaction from Bakole. Bakole did a wobble. What the fuck, ref? That's terrible. That's terrible. What a terrible stoppage. If they show the camera and his eyes weren't fucking googling in the back of his head, that is a fucking terrible stoppage. That's the second fight tonight. Zhang did it too. Zhang beat the 10 count and the referee stopped the fight. Bakole just beat the 10 count and they stopped the fight. Trash. But my parlay is loving it. My parlay, I had Parker. I was surprised the odds were so close, considering Bakole took this fight on like a day's notice. But yeah, I feel like anyone with a working brain voted for Donald Trump. People that live in make-believe land and are a little bit off voted for Kamala. You know, like you have mental health problems if you think that some of the shit that was going on in the country the last few years was normal. Like, I don't have a daughter. I have a niece. If a guy dressed as a girl walked into the bathroom with my niece, I'm dragging him out of I'm going into the women's bathroom and I'm dragging that dude out. And I'm fucking him up. I'm rooting for Triple C, but it's going to be rough. You know, I said this earlier. I've always been very friendly with. I've partied with Henry before, and I've always been very friendly with his coach, Eric Albarracin, who him too. He catches a lot of flack, but when you get to know the people behind the persona, they're good dudes. Song's big, Song's young, he's skilled, but Henry Cejudo's one of the best. Even though he's old, he's up there in age. That's the issue I have. But hopefully he fights smart. If he stands in front of Song, it might be a rough night for him. But if he mixes in his takedowns, uses his skills. But yeah, let me see this now. I need to see Bakole get up. Did his corner stop it? Did the referee stop it? But yeah, nice shot on the temple, wobbled him. Right on the forehead. And he did a... And then fell. That's how you're beating Bakole, though, like that. Give him a training camp, and I don't think he's having that bad of a fight. Joseph Parker versus Martin Bakole. Bakole was just the fight now. Now next up is Bivol versus Beterbiev. But they're probably going to have fucking 30 minutes of bullshit before they put that fight on, which sucks. Bivol versus Beterbiev 2. Beterbiev 2. Should be a good one. But Bakole coming in so heavy, that's not good. Short notice, not good. You know, that's a thing that you see in fighting. You got to stay ready at all times because you never know when the opportunity is coming. Everyone wants perfection. They want their 10-week, 12-week camp, but you're not always going to get that. So you got to stay ready. The alternative is you get the opportunity on short notice and you wind up getting fucked up. Punched in the temple, fucked up. Never good. I mean, I can't say I like that stoppage, though. I'm also a proponent of Just Bleed. I love the Just Bleed guy. But yeah, TikTok got me today. You know, I went live with the fights, had a lot of people in the room, had some trolls, started going back and forth with the trolls. The trolls reported me. One of the trolls reported me. It only takes one. Francis versus Wilder. Wilder retired. Would be a great fight if they made it, but... And even like I was saying before, we were talking about the pussification of America. Have you ever reported someone? I will never in my fucking life report someone. That's the most bitch thing you could do, is be like, you know what? I'm going to report this guy. I'll show him. I'm going to report him. You are literally the biggest pussy in the world if that's something you do. Like I was saying before, I've never called the cops in my life. Ever. Ever. Let alone would I ever fucking report to Facebook or TikTok or Twitter or anywhere would I report someone for something I didn't like that they said. That's what Francis is saying? I don't know. I haven't heard that, but as far as I knew, Deontay Wilder retired. So if he is coming out of retirement to fight Francis, I might lean towards Francis. It's never good to come out of retirement. Yeah, people get slapped for shit like that. Exactly. That was my whole goal too. Is I was like, I just want to smoke with the Diaz brothers, and then I probably could have pressed to smoke with Nate. I did at the post-fight press conference. I said to Nate Diaz, I was like, "Where are the blunts at, Nate?" And he was like, "Yeah, where the blunts at? Where the blunts at? Who's got a blunt?" And then it was funny at the open workout. That's what he was screaming too. He was like, "Yo, everybody in the crowd, where the blunts at? Spark them up, bro. Spark up the blunts, bro. Where the blunts at?" And then, yeah, I don't know if you've ever, like, been to the South or gone anywhere, when you start doing an accent, I started talking and I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop talking like a DS brother. I was like, nah, fuck that. Nah, fuck that. I'm not gonna listen to this fucking guy because I'm already doing this shit, alright? Fuck that. Like, nah, where the blunts at, bro? And then I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna start talking like this in front of them. And they're gonna be like, I like the way this guy talks. Or they're gonna be like, nah, fuck that kid up. He's talking like me. Nah, fuck that. You know, I always think of when he was like, I'm not like those other guys you punked the press conference. Nah, fuck that. But yeah, me and my friend that I went to the fights with couldn't stop saying that. Fuck that. Nah, fuck that. And then, yeah, at the post-fight presser, I was like, Nate, where the blunts at? And he went, yeah, where the blunts at? Sharp, quick turn. And then he started talking to his team, like, yeah, you guys got to roll something up, man. But yeah, I've always been a Diaz fan, both brothers. I look like a young Michael from GTA. I think I could take that as a compliment. Yeah, so even that, funny story, those kids at that press conference who were like, Nate, you claim you're a bad motherfucker, but you're a vegan. Those kids were sitting next to me at that press conference. And I forget what question I asked. I asked a question about, is Nick coming to the fight? Is Nick going to be in his corner? And I asked him about his weed strain. And then I asked Masvidal if he wants to fight Conor McGregor or a shot at the title. And those kids then asked me, like, yo, what do we do? Like, how do we do it? I was like, you guys just got to go for it. Like, you guys got to raise your hand, ask for the mic, and go for it. And that led to those kids asking that question. And being like, Ray was like this. I was like, yeah. Get the mic to this kid over here. And they gave that kid the mic. And then he was like, Nate, you claim you're a bad motherfucker, but you're a vegan. And he was like, Terminator's a fucking vegan, bro. Fuck you. Nah, fuck that. Terminator's a vegan, bro. Someone else they just said. Who else did I just hear was a fucking vegan, though? Oh, Bakole was a vegan, but it didn't work out for him. Or a vegetarian. Michael from GTA 5. GTA is such a great game. Love that game. Haven't played it in so long, but absolutely love that game. At least I don't look like Trevor, so I appreciate you saying that. People in the chat earlier were calling me fucking Ben Affleck. And then I told a story how one time when I was in Rhode Island, I met some Spanish girl at the casino, and I started hanging out with the Spanish girl, and she used to always like rub my hair and be like, "You're like my Ben. You are my Ben." And I'd be like, "What the fuck did you just say? My Ben. You're like my Ben, and I am J-Lo. You're like my Ben." But I've been called Ben Affleck before. Never been called Michael from GTA. But yeah, I always wanted to go to Stockton. You know, I fell off now with injuries and whatnot, but back in the day, I would have went and I would have gave those guys some work. How long what's up, Steeler Nation? How long Cejudo been off? He hasn't been off that long. He just fought Merab. But his ego completely crashed in that Merab fight because Merab picked him up like a baby and carried him across the cage. I feel like Cage Rush showed against Aljamain, and then Merab surprised him. Yeah, Cejudo retiring in his prime, he was trying to hold the UFC up for money. And they were like, no, you can retire. You're good. You can retire. He thought that would go different. Like, they'd be like, nah, give me money. Like, we'll give you money. We need you to stay. They didn't give a fuck about him. It was also the manner in which he did it. The fact that he retired like that, Dana White got pissed. Dana White was pissed at him for a while. And then even when, if you remember, he was trying to come back for a while and trying to get right into a title shot, and Dana White was like, nope, not going to happen. It took Ali Abdelaziz, who gets a lot of flack but is actually a really good manager, doing a lot of politicking to get Cejudo to come back and get Aljamain in his first fight back. They wanted him to come back and fight like up and comers. They weren't going to give him a title shot. But anytime a fighter has ever tried to hold Dana up for more money, it doesn't go well. That's what we're seeing go on with John Jones right now. That's what we saw when John Jones left for 3 years and everyone was like, oh, it's Francis. It wasn't Francis. It was money. If you negotiate in public with the UFC, they do not like you. They fucking hate you. Dana White hates you. Cejudo, retiring, tried to negotiate in public, so Dana White was like, you're good. You're done. You don't need to come back. You can come back. You could fight for the old money on your old contract. We're not paying you more money. Can't negotiate in public. I haven't heard anything on GTA 6 other than I keep seeing videos of Aiden Ross saying how he's going to make a server where you can make money in real life, which would be pretty dope. I think 5 was one of the greatest games of all time, so I could see 6 being better, but I feel like the problem with those games, they put so much into those games that they take so long to finally come out. Hopefully the end of May. I haven't heard anything as far as a release date or anything like that, though. I think, though, we've seen with video games, technology is always advancing, so I'm sure GTA 6 will be the greatest game ever. It's crazy. Tonight, we saw the Turk Al-Sheikh guy. They definitely had one corrupt fight on this card. The Adames Shihaz fight, whatever his name is. That fight should have went to Adames, and they ruled it a draw. No way should that fight have been a draw. That's the one thing I worry about with this guy being involved in boxing is he's going to put these fights on the Turk, His Excellency, Turki Al-Sheikh. He's going to put on these fights and throw money to get these fights put on, but there's going to be some type of corruption. Whoever he's rooting for is probably going to win or get a draw, or there'll be some fishy shit going on. And that's just is what it is. Power will always breed corruption. We've seen it every which way, always in sports. We'll never not see it.
If I didn't Matchroom have a chance, I would do it. Problem now with Matchroom. Your super fight for September, there's going to be a big fight coming, but the big one is, as you say, Bud Crawford is ready for a debut against Canelo. There was a time that I thought maybe that fight would have.
So now, let's see what he says. I mean, he says Canelo versus... what's his name is happening. Who's Bam Bam? Joseph Parker? Yeah, Joseph Parker won by knockout. Yeah, UFC should be on at the top of the hour. I'm going to watch Bivol versus Beterbiev as well as the start of the UFC. And then completely jump onto some UFC. Yeah, Bakole was fat. He wasn't in shape for this fight and got caught with a punch on the temple and did one of those and fell. And then he beat the 8 count, but the referee stopped the fight on some bullshit. I hate nothing more than when a referee stops a fight like that. The Zhang fight earlier, too. He beat the 10 count, but the referee stopped the fight. You know, 2 schools of thought with that. Yeah, you're protecting the fighter or that bullshit, but they don't need you to help them. They don't need your protection. Oh, they're too tough for their own good. They don't need you to help them. The early prelim's going to be interesting with that one specific fight. Paige Van Zandt. Yeah. Austin's the man, bro. I've hung out with Austin before. I've interviewed him. I hung out with him one night in Fort Lauderdale. I've always bumped into him at some fights. He's a good dude. Him and Paige are good people. But he's taking this fight on short notice. He was a small 185er, and he was able to win fights and hang at 185. So now he's at 170. But my question for him is short notice. How much time did he have before this fight? How ready is he going to be for this fight? That's always the question when you see a guy take a fight on short notice. What were they doing before they took this fight? He usually stays training year round, but there's a different intensity between staying in shape and getting ready for a fight. Especially his style, if he's going to be wrestling. How's his cardio going to look? But yeah, I'm definitely into that fight. I hope he wins. You know, I've been saying it for a minute. I want to get back into interviewing people. I'm waiting for cards like I should have, but I didn't. I was going to hit up Jared Cannonier. I haven't hit him up yet. I was going to hit up Cejudo, Eric Alvarezine. I didn't hit him up. Just slacking, but he's another guy. Vanderford, if he wins, I'll hit him up. Maybe. And be like, yo, let me grab you for a quick little interview. But yeah, he's a bro, Austin Vanderford. He's like one of the bros. Plays video games. I don't know if we talked about him smoking weed, but definitely a chill dude.
I don't just look at the fights that Parker had recently. The journey of Jose Parker is what to be studied. How he risen to the top of the game. He had a slight setback, and you know in boxing how detrimental that is. How kidney change.
But yeah, I was talking earlier. I feel like I can't read that. I apologize. Is that Japanese or Russian? But this whole card's pretty good. I think there's some sleeper fights on here. I think the Rob Font fight versus that undefeated guy is good. I think Brendan Allen versus, if you could translate it, I could read it. I think Brendan Allen versus Fluffy rematch would be good. I think Song versus Cejudo is going to be good. This is what I hate, though, about boxing sometimes, is they're going to kill a half hour now. They're just going to fill a half hour with bullshit till the fighters make the walk. Yeah, it's a good card. Where UFC, or I've seen even other boxing events, they kind of give you a window of when your fight's going to be. Like, I feel like they said 6 o'clock. Beterbiev and Bivol are not walking before 6 o'clock. Thank you, chill dude. You know, I got to clean it up. Right now, it's a little scrappy. You know, I got a good barber. I haven't been to him in a minute. Usually, he lines me up nice. I'm decent when I do it myself, but not as good as a barber. You know, I don't know what your facial hair looks like, but there's nothing better than... I can't read that. I apologize. There's nothing better than a nice cut after a barber. And the feeling of going to the barber and getting your shit lined up. Is that Russian? Or what is that? But yeah, let's jump on and see what that UFC card looks like. Austin took a tough fight, too. That dude's tough. Russian. I am a big Fedor Emelianenko fan. Always loved Fedor. I'm looking forward to that Vanderford fight. I always don't mind watching Andre Fili. I'm looking forward to Kutalaba versus Aslan. I feel like Aslan's going to surprise people in that one. Julius Walker versus Menafield's an interesting fight. I know Walker was a D1 basketball player, if I'm not mistaken. Gene Silva's always good to watch. Rob Font versus Gene Masamoto. This is, if Masamoto wins, Masamoto breaks the top 10, enters the rankings by beating Rob Font. The problem with Rob Font is he's up there in age. Yeah, I had a women barber when I was a kid. It happens. I used to go get my hair cut with my grandma when I was a little kid. by a hot chick, though. She was hot. I remember she was hot. When I was little, I used to let women barbers work on my hair always and look like a fool until I met a real barber. Yeah, that's a big thing, too, that you said that. I tip my... People are always like, why do you tip your barber? I don't tip them crazy. I tip them fucking $20, $30. But people are always like, why do you tip so much? I'm like, so that way I have access to my barber when I need him. He knows, like, that he's getting a good tip. He takes care of you, you take care of him, type shit. But yeah, I had one barber who was my barber for years. It was a kid I used to train with's brother, and he was mint. But then he went fucking crazy. And I like ran back to Dominican Republic and shit. And then I had to find a new barber. And I had a shitty barber for years who was like a friend. And then he was a fucking douchebag. He actually used to like... So he used to fuck my hair up. And I used to say like, oh, no, hold on right here. Like, you fucked up a little bit here. Like, you got to fix right here. And you got to fix right here. And, oh, you got to fix over here. And I used to get pissy about it and be like... And then fix it. And I'd be like, bro, I'm fucking paying you. If I notice that it's fucked up, someone else is going to notice it's fucked up. And then he told, like, mutual friends of ours, like, oh, Stanley's always bitching about his haircut. I have to, and he's like, sometimes I go, and I make the buzzer noise, and I don't even buzz his hair. And I was like, you guys really think I'm that fucking stupid that he makes the buzzer noise and doesn't fix the fuck-ups? He fixes the fuck-ups, and then we have, like, a little fucking back and forth. And then I told the guy, I'm like, you're a bitch. You're never cutting my hair again. Like, fuck you. And I went to this guy for, like, 10 years, but then I found out he was, like, talking shit. And it was simply because I used to call him out on his fuck-ups. He was one of those barbers, too, where I almost got too familiar with him, where he'd start, and then we'd talk, and he'd stop till I'd start talking with his hands and shit, and I'd be sitting there like, bro, just fucking cut my hair as you talk. He would always stop, and then it just got to a point where the haircuts really went downhill. There were always fuck-ups. He'd show me the mirror, and I'd be like, yeah, right here, you got to get that. Like, you got to fix that line. Like, it's higher here, or like right here. Like, what'd you do? You got to take off this. You see this hair? And he would always be like, as if I'm bothering him or harassing or doing something to him. Like, it's like, bro, you're my barber. Do you want a good tip or not? Cut my hair good. And it's like animosity slowly started building. And then when I heard that he said that shit to one of my friends, like, oh no, sometimes I go over his hair and I just make the buzzer noise. Like, he tried to make it like I'm a goofball where he goes, nyeh. It's like, no. I will drag you out of your fucking barbershop, bro. That shit gets me animated still to this day. And I haven't seen the guy in like 10 years. Then I actually, at one point, if you look up, I don't know what channel. Oh, on this channel, there's like a Joanna Joan Jacek interview and a Kayla Harrison interview. At one point, I had grown my hair out really long, and it was because of a fallout with my barber. And then I couldn't find a good barber. And I used to go to barbers and get like, I used to tie it up and get like touch-ups, tape-ups a little bit, and I could never find a good barber. Then when I was living in Florida, I found a good barber. He cut my hair twice, and I was like, yo, I got the barber. I finally found a good barber. The guy got killed in a fucking drive-by. They like drove by, he was like, I guess a gangbanger. They drove by his barbershop and shot up his barbershop and killed him. And I was like, right when I find a good fucking barber, bro. And then years of struggling to get a good barber. And then I finally found a good barber where I live in upstate New York. You know, you can't see it now because my shit's been grown in a little bit, but when I get a new haircut, you see it's pretty good. It's a good fade. Yeah, the guy was a good dude too. He was like a friend. He was like an older dude, but he was friends with my little cousin and stuff, and he was a good barber. But yeah, he got gunned down at his barbershop. Fucked up. He was obviously into some shit though, some drug shit or something, that for them to come to his barbershop and fucking shoot up his shit. But guy cut really good hair. Like, I went through a lot of bad haircuts, and then I finally got a good haircut, and I was like, yep, that's my guy. That shit's tight. Like, I remember even at one point, I went to a barber. My cousin sent me to a barber. I went to the barber, and he cut my hair and put it up on his Instagram. And it was the worst fucking haircut ever. I had, like, lines here, a fucking crooked line here. Worst fucking haircut ever. And the kid put it up on his Instagram, and people started flaming him in the comments like, bro, you fucked this kid's hair up. It was me. I was the person whose hair got fucked up. And it had a bunch of comments about how he fucked my hair up, and I was like, unbelievable. Like, how the fuck did this happen? And luckily, eventually found a good barber. Barber's everything, bro. Barber's like a therapist. Uh, whatever you would have it. They make you look good. They make you feel good. You look good, feel good. But yeah, bad barber will fuck your shit up. Fuck your whole day up. But shout out to Bello the Barber. That's my barber's name now. If you're ever in upstate New York, look up Bello the Barber. He's good. But yeah, they're aiming for exactly 6 o'clock. So it's 5:53 where I'm at. They got Bivol walking out right now. Bivol just entered the ring. They got the UFC popping off at 6. First fight is Modestas Bukauskas versus Rafael Sariqua. I forget which one fought Ibo Iblan last time, but he's good. He just ran into Ibo Iblan. Oh, Rafael Sariqua, the undefeated guy. Was undefeated when he fought Ibo. But yeah, I feel like that guy's getting slept on too. So people are picking Bivol 61-39. I got Bivol. We'll see what happens here. I didn't realize that Beterbiev is 40. 40, I think, is a tough age to be competing at the top of the division. I keep seeing a lot of talk made about his turnaround, that this is like the quickest turnaround that he's done. I feel like that's always a good thing when you have a quick turnaround because you kind of stay in shape. But we will see. No, they still haven't acknowledged my appeal. I hate that shit. What is his name? Bruce Buffer's in the ring right now doing his job, getting us ready. Yeah, maybe I'll go. What time we got? 5:56. We got Bivol versus Beterbiev about to start. We got Bruce, what is that? Michael Buffer doing his job, getting us ready. So now, gotta think this fight's probably going to a decision. Who does Turki Alashay want to win? That's the question. That's the real question. Who does he want to win? Because that's who the judges are scoring this fight for. Otherwise, off with their fucking head. Thrown into a hole and whipped. Stop barking at me, Joe. Shut up. Come here. Stop. Come on. Come on. What are you doing, crazy legs? Crazy bitch. What are you barking at? Pipe down, Joe. Pipe down, LJ. You got anything to say? Nothing? So the crowd seems like it's pro-Bivol. Seems like it's very pro-Bivol. So I like the 21-0. I don't like the 40 years old. That's tough. I don't see a lot of 40-year-olds winning fights. Not a good age to fight. Other than, wait, we did just see Jared Cannonier, though. But that's the outliers. Round one, about to start. I feel like the first fight was close enough. A couple of minor adjustments by Bivol. He should be able to take this. Starts with Beterbiev pushing Bivol back a little bit. Both guys exchanging jabs. Nothing significant. First 30 seconds in. Nothing but jabs from both guys so far. There's a right hand to the body for Beterbiev. You know, I think we see it a lot. One of the most effective things in boxing is to go to the body. Set up your headshots as well as zap your guys' cardio. I mean, it's a 50-50 round so far. I'm leaning towards Beterbiev. He's been backing Bivol up. Good jab by Bivol. There's a good right hand by Bivol. Little left hook by Bivol. Good right hand by Beterbiev. Get out. Go. 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 I'm going to give that first round to Beterbiev. 10-9.
Bouncing up early. Nervous energy kind of flowing through him right now. People saying he needs to do times more than he did in their first
Stop. Good right hand by Beterbiev. Joe, you gotta stop. Live odds right now, they have Bivol plus 100, Beterbiev minus 125. Joe, you gotta stop. You gotta stop. If you want to get out, you can get out. That's it. I don't want you to sit and bark at me.
Very quick turnaround for Beterbiev at first. Do you think that's going to be a problem, or maybe even a help for him as Bivol in the right track?
Good right hand by Bivol. But he's on the outside. Good left hook for Beterbiev. It's tough to win a fight just moving around on the outside. Good jab by Beterbiev. Good right hand by Beterbiev. Little right hand by Bivol. Good body work by Beterbiev.
Shot to the body. Concentrate on you're shooting that jab to the body, that straight line hits to the body. Also, your upstairs and downstairs. Big hand there for Bivol.
Close first round, though. Close second round, excuse me. I'll call it 1-1.
Nothing special, nothing big, just nice and quick. Shots like that, they're going to keep landing. If Beterbiev keeps coming forward, putting a lot of power behind that jab. But look, there's the bounce that we're used to from Bivol. More bounce from behind his toe, going in and out. And of course,
Let's call it 1-1.
not overloading on those power shots.
They're scoring. They have a 2-0 Bivol. I thought Beterbiev won the first round. Close. Could go either way. Both of those rounds. Depending on where you're sitting. What you're scoring. Good right hand by Bivol. Good right hand by Beterbiev. Oh, it is a good combo. Mostly on the guard, but one or two of those got through for Bivol. Good right hand to the body by Beterbiev. Backing Bivol up with his jab. Ooh, good uppercut by Bivol. The left hook by Bivol. A little bit of bruising on the forehead of Beterbiev. Bivol definitely landing the cleaner shots here in the third. Both guys doing a good job with their guard, but there's a right hand that got through for Bivol. Ooh, good body shots from Beterbiev. Good right hand to the body for Bivol. Ooh, good left hook lands for Bivol. I'm going to go Bivol. Let's call it 2-1 Bivol at the moment. Tage Thompson, my man.
Everything was going nicely, so Beterbiev went downstairs, got the attention of people, got him to get the elbows down, and this happened. Beterbiev comes right back at the end of that round. This is great work.
You know, like this, for me, I'm a diehard fight fan. This shit's heaven for me. I got the boxing, I got the MMA. I know there's some Glory kickboxing that was on today. They had one championship the other day. Oh, I was gutted to see Ong Lasong get KO'd with a head kick. He's a good dude. Beterbiev coming out fast this fourth round. We got Bukakis versus Sequeira about to start. First fight of the UFC Seattle card. Beterbiev and Bivol. Round 4.
In world title fights with 9 knockouts. Bivol, the only fighter to ever go the distance with Beterbiev.
Oh, good left hook by Beterbiev. This has been a better fourth round for him. This first fight, I'm going to go Rafael Sequeira in the UFC. Beterbiev's having a good round right now.
Round so far for Beterbiev. Back-to-back really good rounds. Bivol trying to answer the miss. Good tackle by Bivol. Boy, Beterbiev really coming forward here in the early round.
Let's call that 2-2. I'm going to go with Beterbiev for that. Fourth. We'll call it 2-2. Round 5. Good body work by Beterbiev. Oh, never mind. Sequeira just got knocked out by Bukakis. He was doing good right up until he got knocked out. Bukauskas, not Bukakis. I apologize.
What was working for Bivol in round 1 and 2 that hasn't worked in the last 2.5 rounds? So right now, the forward, that rhythm is very hard to time because when he's bouncing forward and he's bouncing back, and that would be the opposite thing. It's a really tough rhythm. High level fight. His goalkeeper guy is really incredible with his feet.
Ooh, good right hand by Beterbiev. Beterbiev's taking this fight over, like the announcer just said. He's definitely doing work right now. 3-2. Fucking up my parlay, Bivol.
First 5 rounds, Beterbiev landed 26 body shots. He only landed 31 in the entire first fight. That's been different so far. That's the reason I think people haven't been moving that much.
Bivol's showing it on his face. Eating right hands. His face is all fucked up right now. But yeah, I got Beterbiev 3-2. We're in round 6.
One thing I think is missing from this fight early on, so the first 6 rounds in the first fight, we saw people sit down and punches and willing to throw 4, 5, 6 punch combination and then try to get out. We haven't really seen that yet in this fight. Right hand from Bivol and Beterbiev was exposed momentarily. There's no getting out. He's not going back coming in with a jab. He's going back coming in with the right hand. He's a little bit more stationary. He's holding his ground in this round. Once he did hold his ground, he's going to be more damage behind the right hand, but Beterbiev's not respecting the right hand.
Oh, good right hand. Followed by a left hook for Bivol. Beterbiev backs him up with a right hand.
Beterbiev just not letting it breathe. Can he continue this pace? Do you think 12 rounds? Yeah. Yeah, well, he started much slower last time. One thing is striking. Not only that, but he's so economical with his punches that everything he throws, he lands.
I mean, Beterbiev's making Bivol work. Bivol's been on the back foot this whole fight. Not even Not sticking and moving, nothing, just being pressured.
Now Bivol right in the middle of the ring.
This is definitely a better round for Bivol, but he's been getting backed up the whole round. Ooh, there's a good right hand by Bivol. I'd have to think if there is corruption in this fight, they're going to go for Bivol in these close rounds simply because he has a longer future. Ooh, good right hand for Beterbiev. Close round. Close round. That round's tough. I'm gonna go Beterbiev. I feel like he landed the more damaging shots. So let's call it 4-2 right now.
Right hand to the body of that left hook right there. See, this is the thing about Beterbiev. He doesn't have to hit you cleanly. He shot on landing with full force. That's how powerful this man is. That's a full force shot right there. And look at the look on Beterbiev's face. That's the difference in raw power between both these guys. That was the right hand. That seemed to wobble people. So we're halfway through the fight. What are your observations so far, Chris? I think much better we have seen really happy with how the first half of this fight has gone. They are not in any kind of hope. It's not on my scorecard.
So yeah, the judges have it, same as I do, 4-2. But I had Bivol winning the third, Beterbiev winning the first. But yeah, 4-2 right now. Beterbiev. Dare I say I could use a shitty decision in this one though too. I bet Bivol. It's tough to win a fight going backwards. And Bivol's been on his back foot this whole fight. No clinching in this fight. I mean, Beterbiev, round 7, slowing down a little bit. But Bivol's not capitalizing on it. Like, this is the first time I've seen where he's not on the back foot, but he's not letting his hands go and taking advantage of Beterbiev slowing down. Love me some Charlie Arnott. I would definitely throw some sticks at Charlie Arnott. Good right hand to the body, left hook upstairs for Bivol. Good right hand for Bivol on the break. Who the fuck is Mike Tomlin? Is Mike Tomlin a coach? I'm going to say maybe Bivol that round. Let's call it 4-3. Oh, you're trolling the Steelers guy? Yeah, I don't know. I know football. I don't really know the Steelers. They don't have players that I would bet on. Back in the day, maybe they had a good team. The Ben Roethlisberger years. That's funny that you just came in here, though, to troll somebody and talk about how their football team has a shitty head coach. I'm a Jets fan, unfortunately, so I can't really talk about football like that. I did like the Bills this year. Was rooting for them till the referees got involved. Round 8. I got a 4-3. Beterbiev. My parlay needs Bivol. Good right hand by Bivol. But yeah, definitely a tiring pace for both guys. Bivol constantly going backwards. Beterbiev going forwards. That last round was, I saw Beterbiev slow down a little bit, but Bivol didn't really capitalize on it. Now we're back to what was going on most of the fight, which is Beterbiev stalking and Bivol fighting off his back foot. Little right hand, left hook on the guard there for Bivol. I mean, Bivol's winning the jab battle, but is he winning the punch battle? Good right hand for Bivol. There's a better round for Bivol here. Beterbiev has slowed down now. It seems like that first minute and a half of the round, he was moving in. First minute of the round, now he's slowing down this second minute of the round. Giving Bivol the chance to stand his ground a little bit more. But again now, Bivol's not capitalizing. Good right hand by Beterbiev. A couple of jabs from Bivol. A lot of jabbing from Bivol. Ooh, good left hook for Bivol. We got Eric Makoniko versus Nurulstan Rusbivov on the UFC. Makoniko from the MMA lab, but took the fight on short notice. Ooh, good right hand for Beterbiev. Close round. Close round. It's either... I think I'm going to go Bivol that round, so I'll call it 4-4. But it could be 5-3 Beterbiev. Couple of close rounds. And we've seen from the earlier fights, there is some sketchy judging on this card. Yeah, Bivol did some work that round. So let's call it 4-4. Let's say 4-4 going into round 9. Good body shot by Beterbiev. Another good body shot by Beterbiev. Bivol answers, stands his ground and answers back with a right hand, another right hand. So yeah, they have this fight same as me, 4-4, tied through 8 rounds, going into round 9. Good right hand to the body, left hook upstairs for Bivol. Couple good jabs from Bivol. And now Bivol's kind of taking off. Had a good start to the round. I was just moving, letting Beterbiev get back in it. Yeah, Beterbiev definitely gassed himself out a little bit, stalking early on. Ooh, good left hook, right hand by Bivol. Good round so far for Bivol. It's just going to come down to how these judges score in the close rounds. They're all been close rounds, but the really close rounds. Some of them were a little bit more one-sided, but still close depending on how you're scoring it. What you score, volume or damage. Ooh, good right hand by Beterbiev. Bivol answers back with a good right hand of his own, left hook for Bivol. Some good work right there by Bivol. Landing punches and then circling out, landing punches, circling out. Catching Bivol while Bivol's trying to take a little bit of time off. Or catching Beterbiev, I apologize. Good round for Bivol here. Ooh, good right hand to the body for Beterbiev. Let's call it 5-4, Bivol. 5-4 Bivol right now. Nice work there by Bivol that last round. So coming out round 10. Round 10. We got a 5-4 Bivol. Couple big swings and misses by Beterbiev. So it's Beterbiev early. Bivol's coming on late. Another fight. Going to be interesting to see the scorecards. Once Beterbiev slowed down, Bivol was able to take this fight over. This is a better round here for Beterbiev. so far, the first minute and 30. Now Bivol's coming back. It's going to come down to this last minute for this 10th round. Ooh. McConnico is about to get knocked out in the UFC. Yeah, he's done. Beterbiev might have caught his second wind a little bit here. He looks like he's moving better, but as I say that, he gets hit with a punch by Bivol. Close round. That round, they both won a minute and a half of the round. Let's call it Bivol. He's got the momentum. He finished that round stronger. It was close. Let's call it 6-4. Bivol. 6-4 Bivol right now. Started doing some good body work right there. Good work up top. Round 11. I got Bivol up 2 rounds right now. Close fight, close rounds. Yeah, this fight's going to come down to what are the judges scoring? What are the judges watching? Punches, they have Bivol 138 out of 450, Beterbiev 107 out of 578. So Beterbiev's throwing a lot more, so volume is on his side. Ooh, good right hand for Bivol. You know, I know at the amateur ranks they score volume. This is a professional fight, so they should be scoring what lands, but if they're scoring volume, it's Beterbiev. Good jab for Beterbiev. Back and Bivol up. Ooh, good left hook for Bivol. Good volume by Bivol at the end of the round, but then he eats a right hand. That little flurry. Ooh, good right hand for Bivol. Eddie Hearns ringside going nuts. Let's call this round for Bivol. 7-4. Beterbiev's going to need some help from the judges and or a knockout. Really, Akron? What the fuck? How is that even possible? Akron is... round 12. Where the fuck is Akron? (21-5), losing to 14-12. Fuck you. Good left by Bivol. Beterbiev's trying now. He's backing Bivol up. Right now, the live odds: Dimitri Bivol is minus 800. Beterbiev is plus 500. I believe up next is the Austin Vanderford fight. Well, we got what's looking like 7-4 for Bivol over here. Beterbiev's probably winning this 12th round so far.
That's a bit of a switch, though, early on, when they were both introduced, seemed like Beterbiev had more fans in the stands.
Good right hand by Beterbiev. Both guys looking very fatigued. Very energy exerting fight so far. Ooh, good right hand for Bivol. Bivol's on his bicycle right now. Looks like he got hurt. He's firing back though. 30 seconds left. This last round is looking like Beterbiev's so far. Ooh, good left hook for Bivol. Bivol's cut now. I think this fight is Bivol's, but it's close enough. End of the fight. Let's see what the judges got.
I need to get you a bit of a feeling now. We're waiting to hear the judges' scorecard. fight. But what a fight, what a fight. The gap of one win, an incredible night of boxing. Absolutely. I love rematches because there's so many areas that you can go off of. There's so many possibilities that, you know, you never know which one is going to play out. And I just don't think it's going to play out any better than tonight. Beautiful boxing from both guys. Both guys showed everything that you want to see in a boxing match. The number one thing is the heart and warrior spirit. Both guys have it. Yeah, this is an undisputed. We have a unification fight coming up as well. And the welterweight division.
Let's see what we got.
Coming from Atlantic City, April the 12th, full bar of the road 185 fight annually. Who is numero uno in the welterweight division? We'll find out April 12th. I'm just about getting my breath back.
Oh, they're taking a minute to get this decision out. You know what that means.
I was excited inside, I was.
Would not be surprised if this is a split decision, whichever way it's going. There were some close rounds in there. Definitely were some close rounds in there. It's volume versus what you could see land. Come on, Akron, really? I need Bivol. A draw. 114, 114. Dimitri Bivol by majority decision. One judge had it a draw, other judge had it 115, 113, and was it 116, 114, I think? Close fight. I thought Bivol won. He did wind up winning, getting the decision. I thought he won by 3 rounds. Close fight though. Close fight. So, nice win for Bivol. I'm gonna hop off, restart with some UFC. We got Austin Vanderfort coming out, so hop back on. When I hop back on, I should be live again in a minute. I'm just gonna switch the titles to UFC. But thank you for those who joined me. Bivol wins by unanimous or majority decision. Parker wins by knockout. Definitely a good card, great fights. Now going to the UFC. Hopefully the UFC is a banger tonight.